Biology 360, a holistic view of life and its processes. Whew. Life is like a mesmerizing magic show, and suddenly you're left wondering, how does this incredible phenomenon work? Is there a master architect who designs the intricate web of relationships between living organisms and their environments? To unravel this enigma, let us dive into the enchanting realm of biology. And as we embark on this fantastical journey, we'll discover the awe-inspiring complexity and beauty of life on Earth. Whoa, hold on to your seat. Let's blast off into the fascinating world of cells, the basic building blocks of life. In biology, a cell is like the ultimate party unit. It's got everything it needs to get the party started. It's a tiny membrane-bound package that contains all the essential molecules of life. And, just like a party animal, some cells can live it up on their own, like bacteria and yeast. They're like the solo artists of the cellular world. But just like how parties get more interesting with more guests, other cells like to team up and get specialized. They're like the party planners, working together to create an epic bash. As they mature, these cells become the building blocks of larger, more complex organisms, like humans and animals. It's like they're saying, hey, let's get this party started and make it a big one. Cells are like the tiny homes of the biological world. Although they're enormous compared to atoms, you could think of atoms as the Lego bricks of life, cells are still ridiculously small. Take mycoplasmas, for instance. These itsy-bitsy bacteria are like the minimalist apartments of the microbial world. Some of them are a mere 0.2 micron in diameter. That's smaller than a dust speck. To put that into perspective, imagine a sphere so tiny that it weighs about as much as 8 billion hydrogen atoms. That's like the cellular equivalent of a studio apartment in Tokyo. Although cells are much larger than atoms, they are still very small. The smallest known cells are a group of tiny bacteria called mycoplasmas. Some of these single-celled organisms are spheres as small as 0.2 micron in diameter. 1 micron is equal to about 0.000039 inch, with a total mass of 10 to 14 gram, equal to that of 8 billion hydrogen atoms. The cells of humans typically have a mass 400,000 times larger than the mass of a single mycoplasma bacterium, but even human cells are only about 20 micron across, which would require a sheet of about 10,000 human cells to cover the head of a pin, and each human organism is composed of more than 30 trillion cells. Now that we've gotten that, I bet the question in your head is, but how do cells divide and multiply? Imagine your cell is a rock band, and it's time to go on tour. But instead of hitting the road, you're hitting the divide button. Here's how it goes down. Firstly, the cell gets ready to divide by replicating its DNA. It's like making a copy of your favorite playlist, but instead of songs, you're copying, well, your entire genetic library. Secondly, the chromosomes will then line up in the middle of the cell, like they're waiting for a cellular game of Simon Says to start. Thirdly, the cell will split into 2 daughter cells, each with a complete set of chromosomes. It's like the cellular equivalent of a buddy cop movie. You get 2 identical partners, ready to take on the world. And just like that, cells divide and multiply. It's a process that's essential for life, and it's pretty cool to boot. Now that we've seen how cells divide and multiply, let's take a closer look at the 2 main processes that make it all happen: mitosis and meiosis. From rock bands to copy machines, we'll explore the fascinating world of cellular replication. You know how sometimes you need to upgrade your phone plan to get more data and minutes? Well, cells have their own version of an upgrade plan, and it's called mitosis. Mitosis is like a cellular copy machine. It takes the parent cell's contents, duplicates them, and then splits into 2 identical daughter cells. It's like a cellular buy one, get one free deal. But here's the thing. Mitosis is a highly regulated process. It's like a secret recipe that only certain genes know. And if those genes get a little too creative with the recipe, you can end up with some serious health problems, like cancer. So, mitosis might seem like a simple process, but it's actually a highly choreographed dance between genes, chromosomes, and cells. And when the music plays just right, life happens. Meiosis, on the other hand, is the process of cell division that results in 4 daughter cells with half the number of chromosomes as the parent cell. Meiosis ensures that humans have the same number of chromosomes in each generation. It is a 2-step process that reduces the chromosome number by half, from 46 to 23 to form sperm and egg cells. When the sperm and egg cells unite at conception, each contributes 23 chromosomes, so the resulting embryo will have the usual 46. Meiosis also allows genetic variation through a process of gene shuffling while the cells are dividing. This is crucial for sexual reproduction and genetic diversity. In getting a clear overview of the entire cell topic, let's dive into the realm of genetics and evolution. Genetics is the branch of biology that's all about inheritance. And we're not just talking about grandma's antique furniture or grandpa's receding hairline. We're talking about the tiny genetic instructions that determine everything from your eye color to your ability to rock a pair of plaid pants. It's the study of how genes, DNA variation, and environmental factors interact to make you, well, yes, you. So, if you're wondering why you're allergic to shellfish, or why you can't resist the urge to sing along to your favorite show tunes, genetics has got the answers. On the other hand, evolution is like the ultimate reality TV show. Species change, adapt, and sometimes even get a fancy new beak. But seriously, evolution is the study of how species transform over time. It's like a never-ending game of survival of the fittest, where species evolve to stay ahead of the curve. The discovery of DNA structure and function by James Watson and Francis Crick was like finding the secret recipe for life. It revolutionized our understanding of genetics and evolution, and we're still feeling the impact today. Genetic mutations and variation are like the genetic equivalent of a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. But these changes are the raw materials for evolution, and natural selection, genetic drift, and gene flow are the mechanisms that drive evolutionary change. Think of phylogenetics and systematics like the ultimate family tree builders. They help us reconstruct the evolutionary history of organisms and classify them into groups based on their shared characteristics. It's like a big game of who's your daddy, but with more science and fewer paternity tests. Some key players in the evolutionary toolbox include 1. Natural selection, the ultimate survival guide where species adapt to their environments, and the ones that adapt best get to stick around. 2. Genetic drift, the evolutionary equivalent of a game of chance where random events can change the frequency of certain traits in a population. 3. Gene flow, the genetic version of cultural exchange. When different populations mix and mingle, they share genes and create new combinations. With these tools, scientists can reconstruct the evolutionary history of organisms and better understand the diversity of life on Earth. It's like solving a giant puzzle, and the picture that emerges is a beautiful, complex, and ever-changing tapestry of life. Evolution is just one part of the grand symphony of life. But to truly understand the music, we need to consider the entire orchestra, including the environment, the climate, and the intricate web of relationships between organisms. So, let's take a step back, breathe in the fresh air, and explore the wonderful world of ecology and environment. Imagine you're at a big party, and everyone's interacting with each other. The music, the food, the guests, it's all connected. That's basically what ecology is, the study of how organisms, plants, animals, and even tiny microorganisms interact with each other and their environment. It's like trying to solve a giant puzzle where every piece affects the others. Ecologists study populations, like a group of partygoers, communities, the whole party, and ecosystems, the entire party venue, including the DJ, snacks, and decorations. Ecology is also known as bioecology, bionomics, or environmental biology. Basically, it's all about understanding the relationships between organisms and their environment. But here's the thing. Ecology's not just about biology. It's also about earth science. It's like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube. You need to understand how all the pieces fit together. So, what's the difference between ecology and environmental science? Think of it like this. Ecology is like studying the party itself, while environmental science is like studying the whole neighborhood, including the party, the park, and the nearby coffee shop. Again, we have environmental science. It is like a big music festival in which it's got everything. Earth science, life science, and even some rock stars. Just kidding. But it does have some awesome scientists, though. Ecology, on the other hand, is like a specific music genre. It's all about how the organisms, plants, animals, and microorganisms interact with each other and their surroundings. It's like studying the intricate dance between the lead singer, the band, and the crowd. These ecology detectives focus on the fascinating world of organism interactions. They're like food critics, but instead of restaurants, they study eating habits and food preferences of different species. They also investigate migration patterns, population sizes, diversity, distribution, and dominance of specific organisms. But that's not all. Ecologists are also concerned with some pretty big questions: how life processes work, how species adapt and interact, and how biodiversity affects ecosystems. It's like trying to solve a giant puzzle, where every piece is connected. They're also curious about the abundance and distribution of organisms in different environments. Imagine being a wildlife detective, trying to track down the elusive Species X in the Amazon rainforest. And of course, ecologists want to understand how environmental factors like climate change, pollution, and habitat destruction affect organism populations. It's like being a superhero, trying to save the world one ecosystem at a time. So, there you have it. Ecology in a nutshell, or a music festival if you will. Now that we've explored the fascinating world of ecology, let's zoom in on a crucial concept: ecosystems. After all, ecologists are like superheroes, and ecosystems are their battlegrounds. So, what exactly is an ecosystem? Simply put, an ecosystem is a community of living and non-living things that interact with each other in a specific environment. It's like a delicate dance between organisms, soil, water, air, and sunlight. Think of an ecosystem like an intricate web, where every strand represents a relationship between different components. Pull one strand, and the entire web can change. That's why understanding ecosystems is crucial for managing natural resources, conserving biodiversity, and mitigating the effects of environmental challenges like climate change. From the majestic coral reefs to the humblest backyard garden, ecosystems come in all shapes and sizes. Each one has its unique characteristics, from the types of organisms that live there to the ways in which energy and nutrients flow through the system. So, let's embark on a journey to explore the fascinating world of ecosystems. We'll delve into the different types of ecosystems, how they function, and why they're essential for life on Earth. First, we have terrestrial ecosystems, which exist on land and include forests, grasslands, deserts, and tundras. These ecosystems support a vast array of plant and animal life, from the towering trees of the Amazon rainforest to the majestic lions of the African savanna. Next, we have freshwater ecosystems, which include rivers, lakes, wetlands, and streams. These ecosystems provide habitat for aquatic plants and animals, such as fish, amphibians, and birds. They also play a crucial role in regulating the water cycle and maintaining water quality. We also have marine ecosystems, which exist in the ocean and include coral reefs, estuaries, and open ocean. These ecosystems support a vast array of marine life, from colorful coral and fish to massive whales and dolphins. In addition to these ecosystems, we also have atmospheric ecosystems, which exist in the air and include the atmosphere and the interactions between the atmosphere and the Earth's surface. These ecosystems play a crucial role in regulating the climate and weather patterns. Lastly, we have soil ecosystems, which exist in the soil and include the interactions between microorganisms, plants, and the soil itself. These ecosystems play a vital role in maintaining soil fertility and supporting plant growth. So, how do these ecosystems function? It all starts with energy flow. This energy flows through ecosystems from the sun to producers, plants and algae, and then to consumers, animals. This energy flow is essential for supporting life in ecosystems. In addition to energy flow, ecosystems also rely on nutrient cycling. Nutrients are cycled through ecosystems from the soil to plants, and then to animals. This nutrient cycling is essential for maintaining soil fertility and supporting plant growth. Ecosystems also rely on the water cycle, which involves the movement of water from the atmosphere to the Earth's surface and then back to the atmosphere. This water cycle is essential for maintaining water quality and supporting life in ecosystems. Finally, ecosystems rely on decomposition, which involves the breakdown of dead plants and animals by decomposers, microorganisms. This decomposition releases nutrients back into the ecosystem, supporting plant growth and maintaining soil fertility. So, why are ecosystems essential for life on Earth? For starters, they support biodiversity. Ecosystems provide habitat for a vast array of plant and animal life, from the simplest microorganisms to the most complex organisms. Ecosystems also provide essential ecosystem services, such as air and water purification, soil formation, and climate regulation. These ecosystem services are essential for maintaining human health and well-being. Think of ecosystems like the ultimate superheroes. They're not just saving the world from supervillains, they're also regulating the climate, supporting biodiversity, providing essential resources, and looking fabulous while doing it. First, ecosystems are like the lungs of the Earth, absorbing and storing carbon dioxide to help mitigate the effects of climate change. It's a pretty sweet deal because they're basically doing us a solid by cleaning up our mess. But wait, there's more. Ecosystems are also like the ultimate providers. They give us food, water, shelter, and even oxygen to breathe. We're talking full-on, 5-star hospitality here. They've got all our needs covered. And let's not forget about biodiversity. Ecosystems are like the ultimate party hosts, supporting a vast array of plant and animal species. The guest list is endless, and everyone's invited to the most epic bash on the planet. So, there you have it. Ecosystems are the real MVPs, most valuable planet savers. They're essential for supporting biodiversity, providing ecosystem services, regulating the climate, and supporting human life. By understanding how ecosystems function and why they're essential for life on Earth, we can better manage natural resources, conserve biodiversity, and mitigate the effects of environmental challenges. In short, ecosystems are the ultimate superheroes, and we should all be giving them a big round of applause, or at least, trying to reduce our carbon footprint and stuff. Now that we've mastered the art of saving the planet, not really, but we're trying. Now let's figure out how to save ourselves from our own biology. You know how sometimes you feel like your body is a bunch of random parts just thrown together? Well, surprise! Those parts are actually working together in harmony, mostly, as part of different organ systems. Think of your body like a big company, and each organ system is a department working together to keep everything running smoothly. There's the digestive department, aka the gut, where food goes in and, waste comes out. This team includes the stomach, small intestine, and large intestine, plus their BFFs, the pancreas, liver, and gallbladder. Then there's the cardiovascular crew, responsible for pumping blood throughout your body. This team's got heart, literally, with the heart and blood vessels working together to keep you alive and kicking. Last but not least, there's the musculoskeletal squad, which is basically the body's construction team. They're in charge of building and maintaining the framework of your body, with bones, muscles, ligaments, tendons, and joints all working together to help you move, stretch, and, hopefully, not trip over your own feet. So there you have it. Your body's not just a bunch of random parts. It's a well-oiled machine, mostly, with different departments working together to keep you alive and kicking. In understanding the entire concept of how the human body works, we must understand that communication between organs and organ systems is very vital. Imagine your body as a big office building, with different departments, organs, working together to keep everything running smoothly. But how do these departments communicate with each other? It's not like they're sending emails or texts, although that would be pretty cool. In reality, the body has its own communication network, called the autonomic nervous system and the endocrine system. These systems are like the office grapevine, spreading messages and keeping everything in sync. Let's say the digestive system needs more blood to digest a big meal. It sends a message to the heart, saying, "Hey, pump it up." The heart gets the message and starts pumping more blood. It's like a game of telephone, but instead of whispering messages, the body uses special chemicals called transmitters. The autonomic nervous system is like the office manager, controlling the communication network and making sure everything runs smoothly. It works behind the scenes without you even thinking about it, unless, of course, something goes wrong. The endocrine system is like the office messenger, delivering important messages between departments. It uses special messengers called hormones to communicate. So, how does this communication network help the body maintain homeostasis? Well, it's like a big balancing act. The body needs to keep its internal fluids and substances at the right levels, or else things can get out of whack. The kidneys, for example, need to know when the body has too much fluid, so they can produce more urine. It's like they're saying, Hey, we've got too much water in the office. Someone turn on the faucet, or rather, the urine faucet. Also, when you're stressed, your endocrine system sends out stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol to prepare your body for fight or flight. It's like your body is saying, okay, we've got a situation here, let's get ready to respond. And when the stress passes, your endocrine system sends out other hormones to calm everything back down. It's an incredible system that keeps your body running smoothly, even when you're not aware of it. And that's the amazing story of how your body's communication network keeps you alive and kicking. In conclusion, communication in the body is like a complex game of telephone, with different departments working together to maintain homeostasis. It's a remarkable system that keeps our bodies running smoothly, without us even thinking about it. And that's a wrap on our biology journey. We've explored the wonders of cellular biology, genetics, ecology, and human biology. The subject of biology is indeed an incredible field that helps us understand the intricacies of life and the natural world. And there you have it, biology in a couple minutes. How about a little fee for the tips? Nah, not much. Just a subscribe, a like and a share from you. Okay, done. Thanks and see you in the next video.